There we go.
There we go. Little Skip Marley to start. You like that?
I love starting with Skip Marley.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's great starting with Skip Marley.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't bring us any coffee and all of that, man. You're the last guy in. you know
I only
that's
have,
how it works, right?
I only got 2 hands. Yeah. I only have 2 hands.
But this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. Coming up shortly, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be answering questions, and the number here to call to answer and to get your immigration questions in happens to be 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465. It's a Monday. It's going to be a very hot week.
I hope so.
It's going to be a pretty hot week. Do you want to know why?
Why is it hot?
Because
Squeeze is staying in New York all week.
It's going to be a very hot week.
So when Squeeze, I hope so. So when Squeeze stays in New York, it's very hot.
It's always hot, man.
Always hot when he's in. I saw you partying at your favorite place Saturday night.
Can you guys adjust my headphones?
Doesn't cost me anything.
What?
Can you adjust my headphones? I'm not sure if you got to flip that one too. That one's upside down.
What do you want me to do?
That headphone thing is upside down. Yeah, you see it? See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Right.
I
love how we engineer the show for the first 5 minutes and do nothing except turn that over.
Wait,
Can you
no,
turn
mine
this up?
isn't. I think this one's plugged into that.
I just put up all the volume on every control within my reach.
Can you Squeeze? Turn yours
1
up.
second.
See, Brad shouldn't have to.
There you go.
They're all up.
All right, good now?
No, that's all right. We'll figure it out later. This one has been giving problems. I'll use this one for that.
Once again, folks, welcome to all the listeners at 93.5. It's obviously WVIP. Thank you all so much for being patient with us each and every single day while we configure the show. It's just a part of what we do. It's entertaining. It's crazy. It's silly.
It's because nobody prepares ahead of time.
Yeah, and now I know why.
I think we got to prepare ahead of time.
Why my stuff is not coming on.
Pre-production meetings.
I need to have a production meeting with Lenny. That's what I need to do.
Indeed.
Because we have to speak about...
Dave, by the way, is David Moreno coming in?
Yes, he is, along with Jake.
Yeah, we got to talk to him because...
Why?
When we were out the other night... when I was
Our criminal defense attorney,
Yeah, when I was
David
out
Moreno?
with the other night, and maybe you want to talk to him.
Okay.
He said we're not structured enough on the show. He says he wished there was more structure.
Ooh.
So he was
Right.
critiquing the show when I was out with him.
He's being a lawyer.
Right. He said, I wish there was more structure, and you told me what you wanted me to talk about rather than just show up and whatever comes out of my mouth. I go, that's the way the Brad and Squeeze show works.
Nobody listens to us.
That's the way it
One
works.
of the most successful shows on television,
Yes, it's called,
Seinfeld.
What about Survivor? They don't have a script, right?
No,
Did Survivor have a script?
no. They have somewhat of a script, but they don't have a script.
What?
All the shows.
All right. What do we do here?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What do
By
we
the
do?
way, happy belated Mother's Day to
Yes.
all the mothers out there, okay? And all the mothers to be.
And all the fathers that do what they need to do for those without.
No, it's not fathers.
For people that don't have mothers and fathers step in.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah.
But there's a day for that. It's called Father's Day.
Indeed. But, sometimes you
All right,
play
because
both roles.
then if you're playing both roles, you still only get one day.
Oh,
You're the
I
father.
don't think so. That's
I
a lot of
believe
work.
that. I don't think you need to be.
But they're playing 2 roles. They should get both days.
No, they don't get both days. One day. Father's Day.
Agree to disagree.
Father's Day.
Right.
Previously on the Brad and Squeeze Show.
What do you think, Squeeze? You think fathers who play both roles should be able to celebrate Mother's
You
Day?
really want me to start? Let me just explain this.
Explain it.
All
To
right.
me. I don't think so.
By the way-
I think if you're a
Hold
father,
on.
you're a father.
Hold
If
on.
you're a
Drop
mother,
some
you're a
Hold
mother.
on. By
What?
the way, happy Mother's Day
Yes.
to all the mothers on behalf of the Brad and Squeeze Show. Belated,
that
that
is,
is. And
right.
hopefully you all had a wonderful day.
Right. And
Now,
by the way, Mom said thank you.
okay.
She doesn't like to go on Instagram.
Oh, Nanny B.
Yeah, she doesn't like to go on Instagram.
Okay.
So she says, tell your friend Squeeze I say thank you. I said, all right, fine. So I texted
That voice.
So let's get to the father part.
What? Yes.
Throughout my entire years of life of being a father, ask me how many times, has anyone ever taken me out, showed me some respect?
Oh,
give
now
me
How did
some
we
love?
get onto you? Why are we putting
Wait
You
a
know,
second. Wait
so-
a minute. 1 second.
Whatever you say is right. That's all I got to say.
All I
yeah.
know is every time
I take it very personal.
Every time we have a conversation, Squeeze always talks about whatever.
It's about him.
It's about it. It's not about you. We're just
about
having
fathers in general.
Fathers in general. Okay, if you have an issue with your children who don't celebrate you for Father's Day
Talk to
for
them.
all you have done, I think you should talk to them.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if you want, you can talk to them right now.
Let's call them up.
Let's call them up. Let's call up one of the children.
I can
Yeah.
call them all up.
You want to call them
They're
up?
fortunate.
They are. They are fortunate.
Fortunate.
Hey.
What?
Yes.
Hey, I guess it's what fathers are for. Fathers get no respect, man.
It's all love,
Fathers
man.
get a
It's
lot of
all
respect.
love.
Well, you know the kind of respect.
Fathers get a lot of respect on Father's Day, but
No other day.
no other day. But
I don't
what-
get it on Father's
what-
Day,
what-
Christmas Day, birthday.
What I have learned is no matter how good the father is,
Yeah,
no matter how good the father is,
Yeah.
kids always go back to mom.
of course, always,
It's always mom,
always,
right?
no matter what.
Right? They will throw dad under the bus.
Kids will throw the
Right,
fathers
father-
under any day.
Father gets thrown under the bus. No matter how much
No
the
matter how-
father
has
protects
done.
the children.
Yeah.
No matter how much but
Mother's
we're
always.
just talking about you now.
Yeah, mother's always right.
Mom's
Mother's
always
always
I
right.
mean,
no
they
matter
carry
what.
they carry us for what, 9 months? So
9.
It's a bond.
Yeah.
It's a bond form.
And then the father's carrying it for how many years?
Yes.
I don't know, his back is straining
The
though.
father's wallet, right?
Yeah, it's like we're just there for the wallet. That's it. Hey, Dad.
That's not true because I have a very good relationship with my kids. But
I
will
do too.
But I will tell you, in 30 seconds, they would throw me under the bus
Same
for
here.
mom's love.
Same here.
For mom's love, when push comes to shove,
Yeah.
okay, if it's between mom's love and dad's love, and they had to choose one, dad is thrown under the bus every
You
time.
think that's universal?
Maybe universal. It's certainly in my family. I don't know if it's universal.
It's definitely universal for me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're doing immigration.
And by the way, Cordella Willery, thank you very much for sharing. Everybody who shares, Squeeze, we need to get you a little hyped up a little bit.
I will be hyped up.
What? You need to be like hyped up a little bit?
Oh, here we go again.
I heard this is this is a new thing you guys
This is
are
a new
doing.
thing. We're
The
gonna.
bottom one? The bottom one, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So yeah, I like having a little music in the background.
It does. It's
Yeah.
smooth.
Right. Squeeze was singing on Friday.
What were you singing? Can he sing?
No,
Oh,
no, you can't sing at all.
Dude, I can't
can't
read
say
your
no.
handwriting for Jack.
still.
Give it to me. Okay. What can't you read? What letter?
What is that? Is that 6?
That is 1BT
How are we getting this?
94, and then
The other one.
the other one. Shouldn't say the whole code, right?
Nope.
Right.
All right.
Now you only have like 26 letters and 9 numbers to figure it out.
how to break
How to
into
break in.
Washington.
Yes. I've got it all now. Squeeze just, by the way, that was the code to the NSA.
Yeah.
Did you see there was
Snowden.
some cyber attack? Didn't seem to affect me though. I wasn't attacked.
On what?
There was like a cyber attack that somebody like went into like tens of millions of people's Microsoft accounts and threatened to either put their data out in the world or destroy their data. It was like a big thing, but it didn't seem to affect me in one bit.
So
Maybe
we have
because I'm an
Macs.
OS guy.
Yep.
Maybe too. Maybe that's me too.
You know, I'm an OS guy. So
MacBooks of the wave.
Microsoft is for suckers.
All right.
I hope Microsoft's listening right now.
Watch
Sorry.
Watch our show just get cut off.
Well,
Let's just play music. Nobody has immigration questions.
no, I think
Yes,
people
Fiona
do.
says the lines are
First I got to
open.
tell them to call. By the way, folks, once again, this is the Immigration Radio Show, also known as the Brad and Squeeze Show. I got to say that. All right? The number to call us right now is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. Make that link, make that call. Make it obviously Spar and Bernstein, 1-800-529-5465. We are here each and every single weekday at 9 a.m. and noontime to answer immigration questions. Now, once you start calling, we're gonna go straight to questions. So once again, let me give it a number 5 more times, and then I'll tell you a little bit about our social media platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are in the United States and you're out of status, now is the time to call to get your immigration question answered by an attorney absolutely free. The number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LawLink. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Now, if you are on the social media platform, maybe you're on Facebook, well, go to our Facebook pages, David Squeeze Annakie, that's one. And then you can go to Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. You can also go to YouTube, respectively, Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, and also Spar and Bernstein, Spar Bernstein. Once again, the number is 1-800-529-5465. You did dial, right?
Yes, and by the way...
Did connect, right?
Yeah, it's connected. And by the way, Sunshine Love
Sunshine Love.
Sunshine Love, thank you very much. I was just looking here at Facebook as the comments come in at Law Office of Spar and Bernstein. By the way, you could also, follow at David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook. I should share this on mine, right? Why shouldn't I be sharing this on mine?
Sharing what?
This feed on my own, Brad Bernstein. You can follow me on Brad Bernstein too on Facebook too.
Oh, yeah.
So I just shared it on mine.
You should.
Yeah.
Sure,
When are we
sure.
going to put this on Instagram?
I have no comments.
It should be on Instagram.
I have no comments about
Right?
any
It
social
Should
media
not be on
platform.
Instagram. Should not be.
Right.
Good morning, Annakie. Good morning, Carol Anderson. Thank you, Elaine, for tuning in. I love you all. Hopefully, if you're mothers, you had a wonderful Mother's Day yesterday. And thank you so much for being the mother of the planet, the mother of the earth, all right? And making us be here. You know, they do give us life.
Without them, we wouldn't
Yep.
be here.
And
So
without the
question.
fathers, you'll be here.
So,
1-800-529-5465.
so question: How come
1-800-LawLink.
How come when babies are born, they're not 9 months old? They're technically 0.
Well, if you believe that life begins at conception, they would be 9 months old.
Right. So then, when really does life begin? When they're born, or at
I don't know.
conception? Squeeze.
There's only one person who knows.
You just answered the question, you know.
Ah.
Everything that you're saying is redundant, both of you.
All right,
When
we're
they're
not-
born,
we're
you
not-
said when they're born, so it's obviously you count from when they're born.
Born means when they come out of the womb, but that
Yeah.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean
but
that
that
they're
doesn't
not
mean
alive.
they're not alive.
No, I never said we weren't talking about life. You said how come they're 9 months old when they're born?
They could be 9 months old at the time of conception.
Born, you're 9 months. If you want to say conceived, then
Then
that's
how
a
come,
different thing.
how come when they come out, we don't consider the life before that as part
All
of
right,
their
all right.
age?
This isn't not even. What are you talking? All right, come on. 1-800-52. I'm not even getting into this conversation. 1-800-529-5465.
We don't want to go.
That's right. 1-800. Oh, but by the way, Sunshine Love said what I was saying. What Sunshine Love says, you are the best. No kidding. Every piece of advice and recommendation Brad has given me is so factual, as well as realistic and practical. Can I
very
get a better recommendation than that?
No, you can't.
Can that say any more why people should call right now to get their legal issues resolved right now?
No.
At
It's a gold standard.
1-800-529-5465. Sunshine Love, much respect to you. Thank you very much. That's really nice. And
By the way, you got the lingo down. Much respect.
much respect. Well, after about 22 years,
That's all it took.
It took me 22 years. It's the first time I probably think I've ever said that in my life. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I've ever said that before. Much respect.
How
I
does it
just
feel?
usually-
Does it roll off?
It rolls. So does roll off okay now. You know, usually when people say that to me, much respect, Brad, much respect, Mr. Bernstein, I always just kind of give them like a fist pump or something. But now it's
Now it's 1-800-LawLink.
Now it's-
1-800-529-5465. Now it's much respect. Tune
Now it's
in.
much
All
respect.
right. Spread the word.
1-800 much. Wouldn't that be great if we had a number 1-800 much respect?
Got somebody
That's
looking it up right now.
MUCHRESPECT. It's also a song.
all we need.
RESPECT. All right, let's go to Julian.
All right, Julian, thank you so much for tuning into Brad and Squeeze. 1-800-LawLink is the number. What's up?
Hey, how you doing, guys? I listen to you guys all the time. You guys have a great show going on. Just had a quick question. My brother, he's from Colombia. He came years into the U.S. when he was about 1 year old. So my brother, growing up, he ran into trouble. He got convicted for selling and possession of marijuana.
How old was he? How old was he when he came to the United States?
He was 1 year old.
Okay. And he had a green card at the time?
He didn't have a green card.
He did not.
My father has a green card. He's actually working on the paperwork right now to try to get his citizenship. But on the other hand, so he served time in jail. Then he got back out. Then he moved in, with his girlfriend, and he ended up getting a gun charge and violated the parole and went back in. So I'm thinking like they probably didn't catch that. He was illegal because he speaks perfect English. So I'm thinking they probably missed the whole thing and sort of.
Well, he got lucky
put it
because
aside.
other than that, he's going to get deported unless he was a citizen.
Right. So he's not a citizen.
So he got lucky that they don't realize that he's not here legally.
Correct. So the other thing, he has a daughter. that are both U.S. citizens. He wants to get married.
He's not getting
Do
a
the-
green
do,
card
uh,
ever, not with a drug conviction, even if he came here as 1 year old.
Even if he basically, goes to, tries to get that, like, not a sponge, but
Vacated. That's a different story.
vacated, correct.
Vacated's a different story. Where is he now?
He's in New Jersey.
All right, so let him make an appointment to come see me because we're not going to solve his problem over a radio show in 30-second call. But
Okay,
but with a drug conviction, whether he came here as a 1 year old, as an 11-year-old, as a 21-year-old, that's deportable. And if he doesn't have a,
he should basically come into
and let me just finish.
get
And if
peace
he
of
does,
mind.
and if he doesn't have a green card at all, and you have a drug conviction, whether you came here as 1, 11, or 21, you're not getting a green card either. And that seems a bit unfair, given that his entire life, but for the first year of it, was in the United States. He's as probably American as we are, but he's out of status in America.
Okay.
All right, hold on 1 second, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right.
Once again, folks, you're in tune to the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're here answering immigration questions. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Once again, happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers. Let's go to another call right here, Brad.
All right, Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Yeah.
How are
Hello,
you?
Good morning.
Mustafa.
Good morning, Mr.
Yes.
Brad. How are you?
Good morning,
How are you?
Mustafa.
Mustafa.
Okay.
Squeeze
I wanna
loves
let
that name.
You know, okay. Squeeze and Mr. Brad, I
Yes.
want to let you know I'm listening for you from, you remember DJ Jan? Or Shan?
DJ Sean. Yes.
DJ Sean, yeah.
Yes, of course I remember
Yeah.
DJ. You were listening
Do
to us.
we remember DJ
Do you remember us from DJ Sean time? That's when we
From
first
those-
started.
yeah.
That's when we first started.
From those days.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, a
I
loyal.
remember
This guy's
Back
listening
in
for
the
20
days.
years.
Back in the days.
All right. All right. First of all, now you're aging us and you're aging yourself too. All right. We now know how old we all are. Okay. All right. So what can we do to
Yeah,
help you?
so-
Thank you for being such a loyal listener.
No, I mean, I mean, the Caribbean community lucky because you are this long, and I don't know how you do it every day since then.
Yeah, I don't know how we do it. Every day, Squeeze and I look at each other. We say, "How do we do this?"
Yeah.
And we just shrug our shoulders and
Yeah.
go do it again.
It's amazing.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. All right, great. Thank
God
you.
bless you. So, Mr. Brad,
Yeah.
just questions on my friend's behalf. He filed for his sisters. She's married and she has kids. He filed for her to 2014. So how long is gonna take for her to come?
File for her sister.
For his sister, yeah.
Yeah, that's at least another 8, 9, 10 years. Where are they from?
Egypt.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 8, 9, 10 years.
Okay.
All right. You know, I will tell you, if the fastest way to get a green card these days, short of obviously getting married, is job sponsorships. Brothers and sisters are the longest.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Thanks a lot, Mustafa,
Thank
for
you,
tuning in.
Mustafa.
Spread the word.
You're from Egypt as
God
well.
bless you guys.
You're from Egypt
God
as well.
bless you.
Are you from Egypt
Yes,
as
I
well?
am.
All right,
Yes, I
wonderful.
am.
All
Yes, I
am.
right,
Some Egyptian friends last night.
we need. Oh, you were hanging out with some Egyptian friends
Margolas,
last night.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, we are non-denominational here. We help everybody from every country. But as a matter of
know
fact, the
that.
laws are the same for everybody. So thank you all for listening.
I know that.
Thank you for
Thank you,
listening.
thanks,
Appreciate it.
thanks.
Thank
God
you,
bless
Mustafa.
you, guys.
Okay,
Thanks.
God bless you.
Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Once again, it's Brad and Squeeze right here. The Brad and Squeeze Show. Facebook, David Squeeze Annakie, Law Offices of Spar Bernstein. Spar Bernstein on, of course.
Brad Bernstein on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, Brad
David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook.
Good.
Yes.
You've
and if you,
actually finally listened.
Yes. And so you can be my friend on Facebook if you want.
That's very nice.
Yes.
After how many years?
Yes.
I can finally be your friend.
You can be my friend. I accepted your friend request the other day.
Yes, thank you
Yes.
so much. I feel honored.
And then also on Instagram,
Yep.
Bernstein_Brad.
Bernstein_Brad.
Bernstein
Building up the
underscore
following.
Brad.
You the man, man.
Right. I wasn't doing it before. I just basically was just my family, and that was it. But now Squeeze has finally said, Brad, it's 2017.
That is
When
true.
are you going to start using Instagram?
When are you going to become? When are you going to come into the 21st century?
You go, look, Brad, please, Brad.
Definitely
If you've
you
ever
have
listened to
to.
me, before, this is what, and SMG, you didn't even know this.
What did I
because
know?
you were out getting your cap and gown. Okay, so you weren't here. After the show, Squeeze says, "Brad, I will not get on my knees because
Nope,
I will not.
absolutely not.
I will not beg anybody.
This conversation doesn't sound
what
too right.
the-
No. He goes, I will not get on my knees.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
let me
SMG
just finish.
SMG
Let me
like, what?
finish.
Go
Let
ahead.
me finish. He
ahead.
goes, Brad, but if I were, the one thing I would say is get on Instagram.
That's it.
That's it.
That's one thing you should get on.
Right.
Yeah.
But he will
you'll
not get
never
on
get
my
on your
knees.
knees.
He will
Absolutely
not get
not.
on my knees. I don't know where this is going either, but it was somewhat like that. And maybe
crazy.
I'm exaggerating.
Have you ever gotten
Maybe I'm
a-
exaggerating
Right.
a little bit.
Have you ever
What?
gotten on your knees for a lady to propose to them or anything like that?
Well, I was only married once.
Okay. Doesn't
And-
mean you didn't propose multiple times.
No, I only proposed once in my life. I was not on my knees. I was in a chair in a restaurant handing a ring over, but I did not get
Were you
down
nervous?
on my knees. Was I nervous? Yes. To say the least.
Yeah.
Yes.
Why does everyone propose at food? With food.
Well, because
at
it's
a
like a
restaurant.
romantic thing.
You know.
Food.
Like I had like what I did. I don't know. I look
After
back.
you're full,
If I
your mind's
propose, it
fine.
won't be. It won't be in a restaurant.
I look back now as probably corny, but at the time I wrote a poem and I put it in the menu. You know, like a
Brad
little
the
like
romantic.
a little love poem. So when
That's
so
not
when
corny, that is
So
romantic.
when the waiter came over and said, "Here, madame, here is your menu," and
Yep.
opened it up.
Bow.
No, it wasn't that. Really, actually, it wasn't pow because it was so.
And you didn't get on
wasn't
your knees.
it wasn't expected that the way the waiter put it, the poem was on the bottom. So she was like, "Oh no, chicken steak." I'm like, "Oh, read the bottom." So So eventually, yeah. All right. We had 15 years of a lovely marriage, and
So if a woman proposed to either of you, how would you? Wait, what?
I said we had 15 years of a lovely marriage, and that's how life works.
Yeah.
So
If a woman proposed to either of you, would that be
Pray
okay?
Mary is not listening. I hope she's not listening.
I didn't say anything bad.
Let's go to Milton, man.
let's just
Let's go to Milton. Milton's
Milton.
been waiting for a while. all right?
Milton.
Morning.
Hi, Brad. Good morning.
How are you?
Good. Question. I'm a U.S. citizen. My passport expired in August of this year. How soon can I renew it?
Your passport expires. You can renew it 6 months in advance.
I don't have to wait in August. I can go ahead and do it now.
When does it expire?
August.
Yeah, go do it now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that was cool. All right. Imagine if it was. You know who Milton Bradley is?
Who's that?
He's the guy who like owns the Monopoly games and everything. The
Oh
company.
yeah.
Right.
They make all the board
Imagine
games.
if he was Milton Bradley. That just called.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Milton.
I don't know. Every time I hear the word Milton, I always think Milton Bradley. Monopoly, one of the most boring games ever
Thank
invented.
you. Finally, someone agrees.
Okay, if you actually play it by the rules,
It's horrible.
you never get through.
No, it takes forever.
You never
But
get
have
through.
to cheat. That's the
You never ever get through. Right. At some point you're like, all right, everyone's allowed to build hotels. Let's get this thing over with already.
Oh man.
Right. No mortgaging properties. Once you're broke, you're broke.
Donald said that's how he built his millions,
What?
by studying Monopoly.
Well, because all the streets are from Atlantic City. His casino's in Atlantic City. 1-800-529. Yes, but what he didn't study was the little section that it says jail on it. I don't think he studied that part. Because if he did,
He has too many get out of jail free cards.
no, I think he used all his get out of jail free cards. Because I think, like where it says, do not pass go, do not collect money, go straight to jail. He never pulled that card. Right, but maybe by firing Mr. Comey,
We'll see. Or when
We'll
we
see.
find his taxes.
we will find out.
Guys, we're all one big video game,
According
The Matrix.
to the guy who makes Teslas.
All right, let's go.
Annakie,
Hello, good morning.
Annick, how you doing?
how are you?
I'm fine. I have a question. My husband is supposed to petition for my daughter, and when he was doing it for me, I had to fill out an affidavit of support. I want to know, do I need one for her?
Yes.
Okay, so I gotta file a different one. So I gotta get somebody else because somebody was my affidavit of support.
Yeah, so your husband will do it, and then a second person. It doesn't have to be the same person that did it for you.
Okay.
All right.
And that's just those are just the two paperwork that I need to file.
Well, where's your daughter?
She's in Jamaica.
Okay, your husband has to file an I-130, assuming she's under 18. And then
she's
after,
8 years old.
okay, and when the I-130 is approved, you'll get the biographic data forms and the affidavit of support and the fee bills from the National Visa Center. And then your husband's going to sign an affidavit of support, and if he doesn't earn enough to support you and him and whoever else he has to support, then you get a second affidavit of support. It could be from the same person who gave it for you, or it could be from a second person.
Okay.
All right?
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome. Best of luck.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LawLink.
You know what's so funny? We had so much energy before the show started, and then it just went straight downhill. Why is that? SMG.
Why is what?
SMG's not even paying. SMG's sleeping.
Go to Periscope. I'm talking to three people, three different social media platforms at once.
Periscope.
Pop a question then. Let us know they're working.
No problem. Question right here. Good morning, guys. I have a question. Who can see my expunged record? Do you see this happening right now?
Who can see my expunged record? Everybody.
What?
Everybody.
Oh, so what does
Public record.
Oh, well, there you have it,
Right.
Nell Lover.
Yeah.
Everyone. And
Right.
their mothers.
Unless maybe some states say after it's expunged, it's sealed. I don't know. But every conviction's a public record, unless you are found completely innocent. But expungement's not innocence. So I would say generally anybody. Certainly the Immigration Service is going to see your expunged record.
Yep,
The
if that's what you're
government's
worried
going
about.
to the government's going to see your expunged record.
Someone said SMG plus Red Bull.
And by the way, baby girl on Periscope says it's time for more coffee, guys. You guys are fast asleep.
And thanks, Daily Woodchip. Here,
We normally not. We normally are
Yeah.
not. You know,
I have a
You
couple
guys are fast
questions.
asleep. Yeah, you know what? We're like the rain on. Didn't the rain just want to zap you of all your energy on Saturday?
Always
But
does.
but now there's no rain. We should be like ready to go, jumping off.
Sunday
the
was a
ground.
beautiful day.
Yeah.
It was.
So here's
No,
another
Saturday.
one. Saturday was beautiful. Sunday was a little rainy. Here's another one. Two of them, actually. This is kind of weird. If an illegal immigrant parks his vehicle illegally on the shoulder of the highway, can he be at fault if an accident happens?
Yes.
What?
Guess
Alright.
what? And guess what, SMG? Can I tell you something?
Of course.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If a legal immigrant parks his car illegally on the side of a road,
Right.
he could also be responsible for an accident.
Get out of here.
If a U.S. citizen parks his
No.
car illegally on the side of the road.
What?
Yes.
He can be at fault?
Can be at fault. It's called negligence,
This is
SMG.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
What else? What else would they like to know on Periscope? Tell me what else they would like to know.
They would like to know, can illegal immigrants drive cars?
Yes, they can. They have
indeed.
2 hands and a foot. They can put their foot on the
whatever the hell they wanna
accelerator,
do.
and they can
Now, whether or
turn the
not they're breaking
steering
the law is a
wheel.
whole different thing.
Whether they have a driver's license or not is a different story.
I feel like if you guys were teachers, you'd be the ones where if I say, can I go to the bathroom, you're like, oh, can you?
Yeah. Daily Wood Chip. By the way, Daily
No, it
Wood
should
Chip.
be, may I go to the
Exactly.
By the way, Daily Wood Chip and Baby Girl on Periscope are having a romance right now.
I'm reading this. It's,
Periscope is crazy, right? They're like not even paying attention to our show anymore. They're just like in a love affair right now.
That's what you guys are checking out.
Yeah, that's what I'm checking out. Come on, Daily Wood Chip, you've got to have a better line.
Meanwhile, an
than,
attorney
he has
walks
to have
into
a,
the
he
studio.
has
No
to have
one
a-
realizes that.
He has to have a better line than I want to go to Hershey for chocolate.
Hershey Park is nice, though.
By the way, they have the best chocolate milkshakes.
At Hershey Park?
The best chocolate milkshakes I have ever had in my entire life. Hershey
I didn't
Park.
get that when I was there. I should have got
Oh,
I
that is
got their
that's
chocolate.
that is why you need to go to.
You know why?
Hershey.
You know what they put in it, right?
Chocolate.
I'll tell you off there.
What else do they put in it?
All right.
I'll tell you
Next.
off there.
You guys want to go to another question? Well, let's introduce.
All right, so welcome to the
honest,
show that
listen,
has
you guys.
absolutely no structure. All
what I'm
right,
saying,
and
Jake
we will
is
go to
here.
1-800-529-5465. We have the attorney Hudnut in the building.
That's all his name is.
Yeah, that's his name.
Hudnut.
Yep. I heard he kicked ass recently.
Yes, right. He did. He did.
That's what I heard.
Are we getting a true life success story today?
Not today. I'm happy
You have to turn your microphone on. One of the rules of being on the radio
you
is
wouldn't know
actually
that.
turn your mic on. There you go. Now you can
Hello.
talk. Yes.
Oh.
How are you?
You know the engineer's
Yes.
supposed to turn on all of that stuff.
Yeah, we don't have an engineer.
All right.
Happy to talk about my success story.
Yes.
The client, though, we talked about it would be wise for him to be sentenced first
Oh,
before
okay.
he talks about the case.
Sure.
In case our
Okay,
prosecutors
smart
are
attorney
listening.
here.
Very smart attorney.
But yeah, big. This was an individual that had a trial, kidnapping trial, in February. His second trial was scheduled for this week. Same victim, same complainant, same defendant, and life sentence eligible. And we resolved it to a probationary term.
Wow.
All he had to admit was that he called his ex-girlfriend, who was the complainant.
What was the allegations against him?
This time, instead of kidnapping, it was burglary, that he climbed in her window in the middle of the night and forced himself upon her sexually.
And what was the facts, if you can say?
I can say anything, yeah. Well, the facts was, so basically this was his baby's mother.
And by the way, Squeeze, this is Jacob Hudnut.
Oh,
Yes.
I did say that.
We met.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you've met before.
I
He's
did,
one of
yeah.
our criminal defense
we have met.
attorneys.
Yeah.
I think he needs a proper.
You know who he looks like?
introduction. What?
He looks like the guy in that series called Bull.
I don't know that.
I have
seen
to
that?
Google
Right.
You ever heard of
So
that?
so
Bull.
Jacob.
And you know what the line is?
What?
He will get you off.
Right.
Uh-oh.
So
Seriously.
so Jacob is one of our criminal defense attorneys, and he's talking about a case that he just represented somebody who could have went to jail for life. Could have went to jail for life. That's what the prosecutor wanted, and this was out in New Jersey.
Yes.
For a case that the charges against him. Tell me exactly what the charges were.
Okay, so this was two separate trials.
Right.
Before I
It
was
does look like him,
in the late winters, he was kidnapping and aggravated sexual assault, DNA evidence, video surveillance evidence, presented a very aggressive defense to the jury, and he was convicted of 2 misdemeanors only, which is 6 months.
Now I will say, Jacob, okay, baby girl 19 on Periscope.
Yes.
They're very tough on Periscope.
Bring it on.
Okay, she says you sound very soft-spoken. So just because you don't scream and yell and carry on doesn't mean you're not an effective lawyer.
It's called
Right?
one of my colleagues in Hudson County called it the understated backbone.
Yes.
And that's part of the appeal to judges and juries.
Right.
That just
That you
because-
stay calm.
Yeah, but if you know what you're saying and you believe in it,
Right.
or you look like you believe in it
Right.
at the very least,
Right.
that works. So I take that as a compliment.
Okay, very good. So
Thank
there
you.
you have it, baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl.
Yeah, baby girl. So he has some serious charges leveled against him.
Yes, so
Okay.
that was an acquittal, but then the complainant had made the same allegations twice, and the prosecutor's office would not drop the second trial.
So what do you do as an attorney? I mean, you don't.
Investigate.
Okay, so what was the investigation that you did to turn this case around and say to the prosecution, you're not going to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt?
One, I think I made it very clear through motion practice that her lies or inconsistencies from the first trial would probably be brought in the second trial through the prosecutor's own motion practice to try to bring in a history. of
Well,
domestic-
what happens if she doesn't go testify? How do you bring in her lies if she doesn't
She
testify?
has to.
She has to testify about what happened.
Yes, she's the
So she's the
complainant.
victim. She has to go up and testify.
Yes.
They can't prove the case unless the victim
'Cause it'd be
comes up.
hearsay otherwise.
Right, and she comes onto the stand, and she has in the past said things that were contradictory, didn't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
were illogical. So what you, I assume, presented to the district attorney was that this woman's going to be sliced and diced in every way possible.
Once again, which
Right. Mm-hmm.
which she was in the winter, and then she would have been in this trial. Also, there were surveillance cameras. One of my favorite things to do in a trial is if there's any cameras nearby, typically by time I'm investigating the case, that footage is gone. But simply showing the jury that there were cameras and that footage was not preserved, because again, I don't have to prove anything. I'm
Right.
a defense attorney. The prosecutor has to prove
Right.
it. So I get
So you could just, they can make an assumption, well,
why
there was.
didn't the police do it?
Why, if there was something there, wouldn't the police have saved it?
Yes.
If there was something there, wouldn't the DA have saved it? And sometimes there is something there, and they're just incompetent, and sometimes there's nothing there, but.
Or negligent.
Or negligent, or whatever, right?
Exactly. I mean, more often than not, they're incompetent. But that's well, and
That's what makes great attorneys, it's just the incompetence of, right?
of police.
Of police, right. Why is that? Why are they so incompetent?
I don't know, but you would expect more, and juries expect more
Right.
because when you're one attorney sitting at the counsel table and you're up against the whole state of New York or the whole state of New Jersey, it's very easy to say to a jury, we deserve more. You know?
Right.
He sounds just like this guy on the TV. Says,
Does
like,
he? Yeah.
He says the guy is charming and a cocky.
He is. By the way,
I mean,
by the
you're
way,
cocky.
by the
That's
way,
like-
by the way, he is very charming and
That's like-
cocky.
that's like an oxymoron,
right?
right
You
there,
know,
right?
because everybody has their own style. If you like, for example, Paul Hirsch is more like the crazy man. He goes in, he screams, he yells, he carries on.
Right.
But that's his style, and it works. Jacob Hudnut's style is the opposite. He's just absolutely
It says here,
what?
he employs psychology, human intuition, and high-tech data to understand jurors, lawyers, witnesses, and defendants.
Who
Are we
says that?
talking about the character?
I'm
or
talking about the character.
Now, these are my reviews on that.
It's really him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, exactly. Who
This
are you
is all
talking
his
about?
avo.
I'm
It's
talking
all
about
his
that. He looks
avo
just
character.
like him. That's exactly
So, by the way, do you do anything that this character does?
I don't know. My mother watches this show.
What
We
is
should
the
maybe
show?
get
I don't
her on
even
the
know
phone.
what the show is.
Bull.
Bull.
He's a jury consultant.
He's a
I
jury
don't-
consult. He's not a lawyer.
I
All right,
believe
so
not.
let's go through what. How do they describe Bull?
He has to be a lawyer. Is a successful trial.
All right, so what is
firm.
so let's go through each characteristic. What is the first thing he does?
He's charming and he's cocky.
Are you charming and cocky, Jacob?
Yes.
Okay, next. Okay, what's next?
He uses psychology and human intuition and high-tech data to
Do you
understand.
one second? You went too fast. Do you use psychology,
No.
high tech data,
I have an iPhone.
and intuition?
Absolutely.
This guy's Bull.
He uses high-tech data because he
this
mentioned the cameras.
this guy's Bull. Yeah, he has an iPhone.
That's it.
That's it.
Pretty good.
Right. But by the way, that's a pretty great result. What you had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and at the
You know,
end of
because
it, it's
when somebody's life is on the
Right.
line, I mean, in all seriousness, when somebody's life is on the line, and they're looking at life in jail, okay, like what was he going to be, 20 years in jail if everything's stuck?
Just to color it in, this is a 25-year-old kid. He was released after the first trial. He's out now working 2 jobs. He just wants to move on with his life. He doesn't have any contact with the baby mother anymore. So yeah, he can move on, and that was a big piece of what I said to the prosecutor.
And certainly we don't condone anything that he allegedly may or may not have done, but certainly he has a right to effective, zealous representation, and he has a right, to sit there and defend himself and say, hey, prove beyond a reasonable doubt that these things happened.
Yes, and look, it's an inconsistent victim, and that's scary stuff. I mean, this was really just a dispute between parents, for lack of a better word. They're not necessarily in each other's lives right now, but this wasn't something that the state needed to be involved in.
Right.
Well,
That was a fantastic result, for some, and I assume, how was his psychology? I mean, the guy must be freaking out. He's a 25-year-old kid. My whole life is ruined. I'm going to go to jail for the rest of my life, or a large majority of my life, and now all of a sudden the man's free.
Yeah, it was, so he was very stubborn in that he wanted his first trial. I and other attorneys had tried to get him to resolve. But no, when that verdict came in, I mean, I've had 14 jury trials, and I've never cried at a verdict, but I cried with him, hugging him in front of the jurors. I mean, I'm not embarrassed to say that, because that was a close
charming.
call.
He's charming.
Yeah.
Right? He can cry on command when needed. When needed to show sympathy.
No bull.
I mean, when you go to a jury and you're a trial attorney and you can cry on command to show sympathy, I mean, what better you want is that, right?
Next time he's in court, the judge
That
will
the
understand.
jury will understand. He's like, that you ever remember when you were a little kid and they had the Don't Litter commercial and they had the Indian guy, crying?
No.
You never saw that commercial?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
I
Who's
know
this guy?
Simpsons.
Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
Who the hell is this guy?
Well,
Good
David
morning,
Moreno.
everyone.
David Moreno
Hello.
showed
Where's
up.
your hair?
He was.
I shaved my hair.
He's also one of our criminal defense attorneys. He works with Jacob, and they make an effective team with Paul Hirsch. And David obviously got stuck in the elevator. Right? The elevators were having all sorts of problems this morning.
Are you implying that Davids have issues occasionally?
David's have issues getting on time. He was supposed to be here a few minutes before.
Thanks.
I'm here now, so
But now he's
notice.
here now. Better late than never.
And David is a part of the criminal defense team,
Correct.
just as Hudnut is.
Right, and but Jacob, you
Yep.
you want to call him Hudnut or Jacob? You just like
Hudnut's
saying
fine.
Hudnut.
Which one do you want me to call it?
Hudnut's good.
Hudnut.
It's unique.
It's unique.
different. Sets him apart from everyone.
Nobody else is a Hudnut,
No.
right?
Not on the
Except my
show, at
family.
least.
Yeah.
Except your family.
Yeah.
Former mayor of Indiana.
Yeah, former mayor of Indiana and Jacob. That's about it.
That's it.
All right, and by the way, for every person out there, if you really need good attorneys, I mean the best way to do it is save our telephone number. It's 1-800-529-5465. Whether it's immigration, whether it's criminal defense, we'll be talking with Russell and Just Megan and Carmela and everybody else. But certainly save our telephone number, and the best way to save it is to pick up the phone, dial the number, and hang up, and it's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465 for criminal defense in New York and New Jersey, for immigration throughout all 50 states and the world and the galaxy, okay? Whether you live on Jupiter, you live on Pluto, Saturn, I'm not going to say that other planet. You want me to, but I will not say it.
There's so many planets.
I
don't
know,
which
but
one you're talking about.
the one that makes you laugh, I won't say that
I
one.
don't know which planet you're talking about.
Yes,
High road.
the high road, right? You live on Mars. Thank you.
Wasn't that which one of those planets disappeared?
Pluto is
Pluto.
Pluto is no longer a planet. It's now a comet.
Richard Branson owns a planet.
Yes.
What about Uranus?
He's at high road.
It's a
High
planet.
road.
It's a planet.
Who would name that planet like that anyway? All right, so it doesn't matter. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. David Moreno, before we get back to immigration, we also have to get to page 21. What would you like to share with us today?
All the listeners out there, please save the number. You never know when you're going to need it. We've been answering calls nights, weekends. You never know when you're going to encounter the police or someone close to you will. Right. Just give us a call. We have qualified, experienced attorneys here that can take care of what you need.
Do you have any example recently where somebody who was listening to our radio show saved our telephone number and then called you and said, wow, never thought I'd need this number?
Yes, absolutely.
Give us a quick example.
Had a woman that gave me a call. She was a school teacher, and one of the students accused her of hitting him.
Right.
And a detective called her on a Saturday at about 9:45 p.m. and said, hey, we've gotten a warrant for your arrest. We need you to turn yourself in.
And she's like, what the heck?
This person's never been arrested for anything ever in life. And she gave us a call, and I told her to calm down, give me the detective's number. I didn't go to the precinct that night. I called the detective that night, and I said, look, me and my client will come in Monday. She's represented by counsel now. Do not call her harasser. We went in Monday, and we took care of it.
Fantastic.
There you got it. That's why you save the number, Squeeze. 1-800-529-5465. This is the high energy Brad and Squeeze show today.
Absolutely.
High energy today, David.
Lots of energy.
I'm ready.
We've all
Let's do it.
been sleepwalking through
You know
this
what
one until Jacob Hudnut showed
You know
up.
what spoiled it?
What?
One of your attorneys said that the show should be structured.
Yes. Who said it should be more
So
structured?
we are now acting accordingly,
Very
and the show has
structured.
become extremely
I was
boring.
Jacob, did you put that out there?
No, I was
You
telling.
know,
I was.
so we
I
are-
was. I
we're
was
being
telling-
more structured.
I was telling
We're
Squeeze
making
that
attorneys speak.
when David Moreno and I went out Thursday night, he said, Brad, I wish the show.
Oh, it was David?
Yes, it was. I wish the show was
wow.
more. I wish the show was more structured. So
put me out there already, huh?
So Squeeze said, Brad, we're going to be very structured today. It's going to be immigration, the criminal defense.
Listen.
This is the plan. And as soon as we structured it, we're like sleepwalking through the whole show.
Look, I'm not trying to take the personality from the
Yes.
Brad and Squeeze show.
Oh, you!
But I'm just
you
trying to
ripped
give the people what they want.
You ripped it. You ripped the whole personality out of the show by trying to structure it.
Normally would interrupt Hudnut.
Yes.
You made him speak.
Yes.
I like that structure.
Look, it's working already.
All right. So for everybody out there, seriously, you could be like the teacher who never thought that they would get a call from the police, or you could be like this kid that Jacob Hudnut represented, who was charged twice and was looking at life in prison, or certainly 20 plus years in prison, a majority of his life. You need good lawyers in your phone because you never know when you're going to need them. Save our number. It's 1-800-529-5465. You pick up the phone, dial the number, hang up. You got good criminal defense lawyers, save for life. Let's go to Miguel, who's been waiting a while for immigration now. Miguel,
Hello, good morning.
what's up?
Yes, I have an immigration question for you.
Go ahead.
Right. What if you went up on a visitor's visa and you marry a U.S. citizen? What's the process of you getting
I'm sorry?
a green card? What's the process of you getting a green card from there on?
What's the process of me getting a green card from how and where?
Right. What if you went up on a visitor's visa?
All right, so you came up on a visitor's visa. You'd like to know how to get a green card.
Right.
Where are you from?
Jamaica.
You're from Jamaica.
Yeah,
I usually say the joke, but we're very structured today. But I usually say the joke. What I do is I pull out one of my books behind me and I start reading through, there's all these books that are standing behind me are ways to get green cards. So I would need to meet with you and figure it out. There's no way that I'm going to figure out your whole life. If the question is, how do I get a green card? Every person out there who has the question, hey, Brad, how do I get a green card? I have no idea where to begin. Those people need consultations. If you have a specific question about an application or a process you're going through, I can help you on the radio. Happy to do it. But you need a consultation to figure out how we can help you. Hold on one second. All right, so that's Miguel, 1-800-529-5465. Squeeze. All of a sudden, the phone lines are lighting up. Who should I go to? Bev?
Anyone.
Bev.
Hi.
How are you,
Hello,
Bev?
good morning.
What's up?
I'm fine. I'm
Yeah.
fine, thank you.
Yes.
I have a question in regards to my son.
Yes.
He got into some trouble with the law 2 years ago.
Right.
He was caught like selling. Well, they say he was selling controlled substance, and he said he didn't do it, but his lawyer told him that he had to take a plea, otherwise they were going to send him away.
Where did this happen?
In New York.
When did this happen?
When 2015?
2015.
2015. Yes.
Did the judge tell him when he was pleading guilty that he was going to get deported?
I don't know.
I'm sure. We would need to find that one out because
Have him call us.
he's going to get deported unless you're going to try to vacate that conviction.
Well, right now, ICE picked him up. So they have him locked up right now, so we're trying to
Yes.
find out what to do.
Well, what to do was not have pled guilty to a deportable offense 3 years ago. He pled guilty to conspiracy to sell or sale or whatever it is. That's going to be an aggravated felony. That's going to be automatic deportation. I wish this call came in a year ago. We need to look at the case to see if it's even possible to vacate it, to see maybe there's some other possibility. But, he's got big problems right now because he's an aggravated felon, and aggravated felons get deported. The ways around arguing not to deport somebody generally fall into one of four. I'll tell you right now, either we're going to try to vacate the conviction, two, we're going to prove that his life's in danger if he goes back home. He's basically sending a man off to be killed, some sort of convention against torture claim. Three, he's not an aggravated felon. They're charging him as an aggravated felon, but legally he's not. Or four, he's a U.S. citizen because his parents became citizens before he was 18 and nobody ever figured it out. Those are the one of four. I have no idea, but that is basically, I've just gone through every possible scenario how to help somebody who is an aggravated felon. So, the time to deal with it is before you plead guilty, not after. But hold on one second. That's why you have a guy like Jacob Hudnut, and that's why you have a guy, that doesn't help you at all, I'm just telling for the rest of the viewers, and why you have a guy like David Moreno, so you don't get into these situations. You got good criminal defense attorneys. Hold on one second, all right?
And
'Cause and make the appointment today. Every day counts. Hold on.
And while you're putting her on hold and telling them to book an appointment, I want to say one thing though, and I keep saying it, and I always will say it, and let's not sugarcoat it. If you are in the Bronx, Brooklyn, or Queens, especially those areas, yes, definitely throughout New York State and New Jersey, but especially those areas, and maybe places in New Jersey like Patterson and so forth, and you're a young black male, you're going to be targeted. It's happening every single day, okay? And you need to have a very good attorney.
What if you're a young Hispanic? Will you be targeted? I think so.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you are any sort of young man, but more likely somebody of color,
Maybe
darker
I'm being a
skin.
little bit selfish and a little bit biased right now. I am, and I will admit that. But growing up in the Bronx, I am telling you, we are targeted more than the Latinos.
Okay.
I mean, you have a former ADA here. He can tell you.
I have mixed feelings on that, being both black and both Latino, and having families.
Wait, when
from
you
both-
said Latino, you actually had it with that accent.
That's the way it's pronounced.
Yeah.
Have you been hanging out with a lot of Latinos?
Yeah, I mean, I have family members on my dad's side. My dad's from Puerto Rico, and many of them have been stopped and targeted just like I have been. So I think we're in a situation where it's not just a black problem, but a black and brown problem with the police in New York City and New Jersey as well.
I say we saved the number, and that's what I was alluding to, that everyone out there should actually
I agree
save
with
the
you.
number, all right? 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LawLink, 1-800-529-5465.
you want to get into? I'm sorry. Do you want to get into social media? We only have about 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, we got 4.5 minutes. So why not?
And page 21.
Oh, that company.
Yeah, USA Credit Repair. By the way, this is all brought to you by USA Credit Repair. Here for you today, there for you tomorrow. And call 1-800-877-7. What is it? 1-800.
872
872-7177.
Easily remembered.
Right.
1-800-USA 7177.
Right. 1-800-8. Well, I got to remember it. 1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177.
Say that 50 times.
1-800-872-7177. Jacob, what's the number? 1-800-872-7177. David, number.
I'll pass.
1-800-872-7177. You know what's easier than trying to say it 25 times? Dial the number. Much easier than trying to say it 25 times.
Okay, can you answer this question? My friend lost his green card and he applied to replace it, and he got a stamp in his passport. Can he travel with just the stamp to Jamaica and come back here?
What? You guys can't talk on. I can't
No,
hear what.
because you're pontificating that.
No.
Focus in.
They're like, I'm hearing them in the background.
No, because you're focusing on that.
Okay, all right. So,
I'm
what's
focusing
the
on that.
question again?
My friend lost his green card. He applied to replace it, and he got a stamp in his passport.
Right.
Can he travel with
Yes.
just the stamp?
Yes, he can.
Okay. All right.
Question here: is there any way to get an illegal parent a green card that has a child that is a citizen that has a deadly heart problem? The child needs medicine that would be too expensive in Mexico.
If they've been here for more than 10 years, perhaps some sort of cancellation of removal.
All right. Go ahead.
No, I said proceed.
Christine said earlier, Brad, you didn't hear Miguel's question properly. He said he is here and married. How can he get a green card?
Oh, I did not hear it better. Then obviously he can either file an adjustment if he came legally or a provisional waiver if he entered without inspection. But either way, he will get a green card.
All right.
I apologize.
My friend came on a B2 at JFK, was checked by customs, but they did not stamp their passport. No.
It's still in the system.
Okay.
Don't worry. You're there 6 months
All right. Should I pay my husband's immigrant fee before or after he enters the U.S.?
before, if possible, because that way he'll get his green card faster.
All right. Just scrolling through the rest of these comments. Periscope is killing me per usual.
By the way, Patricia Benjamin Forsyth says, go with the not structured. David Moreno, this is very boring. All right, I added the David Moreno. She just said go with the not structured. Yes.
The highest ratings we've ever had is when we had fights on the show, or
Yes.
when Donald Trump just got in power.
Yeah, you know what we should do? Squeeze and I should just start a fight just for ratings.
We started fighting and the numbers just soared. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, why don't you pick a fight with
Drama.
me?
Charity boxing match, Brad and Squeeze.
Pick a fight with me.
Who do you guys
All
got
of
your
the
money on?
fans.
Fight with a disclaimer right
Yeah,
now, please.
all right.
Let's keep it legal. The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LawLink. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LawLink. That's 1-800-529-5465.